Hello, everyone. Welcome to IFFR Afterthoughts with the filmmaker Jasmila Zbanic, whose latest feature, Vadis, Aida, is having its Dutch premiere at IFFR. Welcome, Jasmila. Very nice to see you.
Hello.
Obviously, this is like a very important, very powerful film with a huge background behind it. So I'm just wondering how difficult it was for you to touch this subject, because I mean, this Srebrenica massacre is still very present. It hasn't become like, you know, the absolute past, so we can have like kind of a huge distance towards it. So it's still very, in a way, influential. You know, it's still very present in the media. I mean, the Ratko Mladic trial basically ended a few years ago. There was a huge investigation. So how was it for you to deal with all those difficulties which are related to the tragedy?
Yeah, actually, when we started researching for the film, obviously we live in Bosnia, so we know a lot just from being here. We know how heavy the subject is. I know, and I go there every July 11th. I meet mothers of Srebrenica, survivors, and still 1,700 bodies are missing. So it's still in the process of where are these mass graves, who is responsible, who knows and why they are hiding. It's a big subject also because like mayor of Srebrenica and officials denying the genocide happened. Before every election, there are big fights of fake facts, saying, oh, it was just some people killed and it was not meant to be, but of course then Hague and International Tribunal has thousands of pages to prove this. So I knew coming into all these things of problematic discussions and people who are denying the genocide happened and big political issues is a big I always use the word minefield because this is how me and my crew felt, thinking, okay, every step you make you can explode, because it was not easy even to announce that we are making the film. Then of course there are questions, okay, why you are making, why not somebody else? And it was just, for years I had feeling I was waiting that this film is made, and I was so obsessed. I read everything about it. I talked to many people about it. And then in one moment I just thought, okay, now I finished 4 fiction films and I'm ready to dive into this, knowing how hard it will be.
As I understand, this is the first fiction film on the Bosnian genocide. So, of course, there have been many documentaries made on the subject, but there haven't been any other works like this one, which kind of put this tragedy to a different level. So, why do you think that happened, and do we have to wait really for decades to pass until we reach this moment when we can speak about certain events in this like kind of fictionalized way?
Yeah, the time is a big fact. The time is something where you are able to collect more information, that you are observing from a certain distance what was going on. So this, I think it made sense that so much time passed. And, making the film, I was always thinking, yeah, I want to make film about what happened in Srebrenica, but also I want to make universal story of what happens to any human beings, not just Bosnians, in situations like this, where things we believe in, like United Nations and all these institutions who are supposed to protect us, are suddenly disappearing, or not doing their job in the way they should to protect us. So I felt, this could be also a metaphor for the world we live in today, and how we behave to others, and where is this border that people become others, and we don't have to respect their life, and not fully perform our duties towards others.
Yeah, but also if we consider the title of the film, which relates to the biblical narrative, so I believe you wanted to make a kind of a parable and not just like the reconstruction of the events.
Yeah, for me, it was important to talk about these events in July, but I knew always this is not the end of the movie. I really wanted to share emotions of how is it for these women and mothers to live life, and where are we all as a society, where we are all going, and what does it mean to return, and what does it mean to live in today's Bosnia.
To what extent this story is actually fictional? So I mean, does the character, the main character, have a prototype or any kind of is her character based on someone who survived the genocide?
I started the film with, researching a lot. The book that really helped me was Under UN Flag by Hasan Uhanovic. And in one moment, I thought to follow his story, but that was too difficult. So we decided that I, have liberty to have to change names and to have characters that are more fictional, but I always wanted to keep major facts, the events that took place, in order not to diminish this one person story.
Mhm.
So Aida is consisting of a lot of people I met. Of course, a lot of things from me. It's always director always puts a lot of things of him or herself in characters, and especially women of Srebrenica. I talk to them a lot, and I really admire their strength and what they did during July 95, but also what they did after, because it's absolutely amazing that there is not a single case of revenge, that they are the ones who are promoting um, peace and collaboration between people. They are, with their efforts, Memorial Center in Potocari exists, and they did incredible work for all of us. So writing a character was I was inspired with so many people that I met. I wanted to keep certain characters which are historical figures, because I thought, it's important not to change certain things and to say this really happened. But on the other hand, being a filmmaker, you have to respect the logic of film narrative. So like people who know much about Srebrenica, they will know for sure that Mladic met Karamans several times in Hotel Fontana, but I tried it in a script, and then I thought, okay, this is getting really very, it kills the rhythm of the film. So I, in a way, put these scenes into one, keeping the essence of what was there. I kept a lot of dialogue, especially from Ratko Mladic, because everything was available on YouTube, and I thought there are certain sentences and the order of the sentences which are almost like transcript from these clips, because I thought it's very important, to not to make story, not to relativize what was there. So I really wanted to establish this architecture which happened. I checked every fact, and changing these things, small things, I really try not to hurt the truth of the events and what happened. So I checked a lot of things with people who were there, with people who were also in UN, especially David Harland from UN, who wrote final report on Srebrenica, helped me with certain things, because some people didn't want to talk to me. Luckily, Dutch soldiers, most of them, not all, was able to hear their story as well. When I started working, I had very, how should I say, very one-dimensional way of thinking about Dutch soldiers, thinking, what I got from from all these transcripts and all the statements. The thing is that when you say soldier, you always imagine, big guys and somebody who is ready to fight. But when I met them in Amsterdam or in Srebrenica, where many of them come for the anniversary, I realized that a lot of them came as kids who didn't have any idea where they arrived and what is their duty, and they tried to help, but they were not able. On the other hand, there are people who could help, like Karamans and Finn, but they didn't.
Yeah, this is also one of the huge issues that the film is raising. So why the UN basically could not stop all that, and the way you show it, I think you just kind of also, I mean, you show it and also on a kind of a metaphysical level, in a way that nobody in the end wants to take this responsibility, and everyone is a victim. Everyone is kind of, helpless in certain moments.
Yeah, I don't want to go into explaining the film, because I want people to conclude for themselves and make their own research and their own thing. But my thing when I'm thinking about these days, I like to put one question in a present time, and think the reason for this film to exist and that people watch it, not only because what happened in the past, but what if Srebrenica is happening at this moment? And we know that Muslim population is stuck in one city in Europe. Who would go and help them? Who would rescue thousands of people that we know will be killed? And this is the question that worries me. I'm not sure we have governments in EU. I'm not sure we have world constellations and UN which would do something. And for me, this is disturbing, that we still live, that we didn't learn from our lessons, what we said never again after Second World War. Then after Srebrenica, we said, oh, this is not possible to happen in Europe now anymore. But if we are really truthful with ourselves, I think we should be worried where we live. This is the thing that I would like to raise in people's minds.
Yeah, but still, is there any kind of answer to those questions? So why things like that are still happening? Is it related to the just maybe basics of human nature? Or it's more about, the bureaucracy, the way, the politics is working to the way, you know, the society is being organized, or it's just both, you know, the human nature and the kind of social mm, organization, you know, of all of us.
Yeah, if we have answer to this question, we would solve all humanity problems. But I guess it's a combination of many things. At this moment in Bosnia, we have a huge problem with refugees, with migrants from Afghanistan, Syria, and others. And you know, at the beginning, people were really helping them. And then politicians didn't know how to solve the crisis. And what politicians are doing is now telling, oh, these others, you know, they're suddenly not human beings in need, but they are others.
Mm-hmm.
And these others are here to, you know, to make crisis in our countries or to steal from us or whatever. And I see how this shift of media and shift of humans in Bosnia yeah, they are not seeing them anymore as people in need and people that they want to help. And this is, I think, what was going on in Srebrenica. People were others because there were no political support. And if we can change something, of course, we have to change this policy that no human being is somebody else and it's different from us and needs the same thing like we do. So this as a filmmaker, my biggest task was how to make this main character somebody that people can identify with, that it's not some person that people watched on a TV and they already have this distance towards them because they are Muslims or they are Bosnians or, you know, they are not like us. There is this bridge as a filmmaker. To build this bridge was big effort, I must say, because I tried many times. I gave different versions of the script for people to read, and they say, yeah, but you know, we didn't survive the war, we don't know, we can't connect to the character. So these bridges, you know, that's why I think films are one of the most beautiful things in the world, because they can make bridges towards other people's souls, people who never heard of Srebrenica, people who never experienced war. Luckily, they can still feel for others.
Well, you certainly know famous expression of Theodor Adorno, who once said that there is no poetry possible after Auschwitz, meaning that like art itself probably can't exist after events like that. I'm just wondering, do you share his thought and then this idea, and how you deal with that? Maybe coming back to my initial question, but I think it's a very important subject.
I mean, I survived war in Sarajevo, and I'm thinking that art rescued us. We felt the need for culture in the same way we felt need for bread. To be full human being, full dimensional human being, you need culture and you need art. So I don't find art as an elitist thing that that cannot survive after Auschwitz or genocide, holocausts. I think art is needed, that genocide and holocausts never come to people's mind. Art is needed to make these bridges that I was talking about. Art is needed that we have dignity as human beings. As I said, not this elitist thing, but the basic thing where we are opening our hearts and our brains.
Do you think your film will somehow open the door to other kinds of narratives and maybe fiction narratives about Srebrenica?
I think Srebrenica needs a lot of films in order to, you know, for people to fully understand what happened. My film is just one one human story in this constellation of social and political events. But there are many, many aspects of it that I was not able to touch. You know, the whole political side of it, what was happening on the other side when Rupert Smith and all other UN officials were going on vacations. This is also film. I think it could be interesting political thriller. But yeah, as I said, Srebrenica is quite complex. What was happening then and what is happening now, it deserves a lot of yeah, multi-dimensional films.
We have time for one last question. I wanted to ask you about the main actress, Jasna Juricic. She's doing an amazing job. Was she your first choice for that role? How did the casting go?
Yes, Jasna Juricic is a wonderful Serbian actress. She is from Novi Sad. She's in theater there and also teacher in the theater in Novi Sad, Belgrade, all over region. She's also teacher of acting. I knew her from my previous films, my previous film, For Those Who Can Tell No Tales. And we worked together, but I know her from other people's films where she made amazing roles. And when starting casting, both producer and me, we said, okay, Aida can be only Jasna Juricic. And we were hoping that she will say yes, because after my first film, Grbavica, my main actress, Mirjana Karanovic, was really badly treated in Serbian press because she was in a Bosnian film and being, you know, playing character of Bosnian Muslim woman. So for Jasna knew how difficult it was for Mirjana, and she still said, yes, this story needs to be told. And we worked really, really beautifully together. She's an amazing professional and beautiful human being. And this was really, though difficult, it was pleasure to work with her.
Thank you very much, Jasmila, and congratulations again with the film.
Thank you very much. And hello to Rotterdam Film Festival audience.
Thank you.